joined by Coach Stan Van Gundy and Grant Hill. This is Brian Anderson. Allie LaForce is our reporter.
And we all know that on the road, you don't usually look so comfortable on the offensive end, but that was the story of the game.
Well, it comes down to preparation. They were ready for that game and kept the crowd out of it for the most part.
Out to Bridges. They set the pick. Here's Knipple. And he buries his first look. Well, two of the best guards in the league going at it today, Grant. Is there a bit of bragging rights on the line?
You know, maybe not for the players themselves, BA, but the fans will absolutely use this game as evidence when they argue why their guy is the best.
Flashing his athleticism on the drive. I like when McDaniels takes initiative on offense.
And the basket by Bridges.
Defensively, you have to stay connected to him on the perimeter.
Reed for three. Miller pulls it in. Here's Charlotte. It's a three-point game. Ball surveys the floor. Three-pointer, no good. And so it's Edwards who brings up the ball for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Here's Shannon. Nails it from three.
Well, it's a three-point shooting league. Guys like him are so important for spacing.
When it comes to Randall, he's had doubters over the years, Stan, but his talent's undeniable.
Yeah, B.A., look, there's no questioning Randall's ability to score and rebound down low. And his post-passing gets overlooked sometimes, too.
Yeah, obviously a guy with strong mechanics. Knipple able to drain the jumper.
Here's Edwards. That's no good. Couldn't get his first one to go.
Hey, sometimes the best looks don't equate to points.
Pass to Knipple. Back to Miller. Takes the assist and lays it in. Nice setup.
Yeah, I like whenever Miller uses his size to his advantage, especially down near the rim.
Oh, okay!
Oh, my God. Wow, this is how explosive Edwards can be. He finishes with such force at the rim.
Now here's Ball. And Ball throws it down.
I'll tell you, those finishes are always extra special when they come from your point guard.
Oh, forget about his passing. Can we see more dunking?
Wow, that is an impressive vertical for a point guard. My goodness.
Here's Knipple. There's a minute 40 left to play in the first quarter. 4 on the clock. Back to Ball. Fires the three. The shot that time not on target.
Well, he continues to make the effort, but the results just aren't there this quarter. That's not a bad shot at all. It just didn't go in. Sometimes the process is right, and you still get a bad result.
And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Thanks, B.A. The Timberwolves have elite shot creation, but it's finding that balance. Anthony Edwards said, I'm wired to score the ball. I'm going to showcase my game, so it's hard to find that balance of when to pass and when to keep it and try to get going. Sometimes I feel like the right play is made. Back to you, Ryan.
Builds it up with the best. Okay, Allie, good stuff.
Now, I know he makes it look easy, but it takes incredible physical tools to pull that off.
Athleticism and explosion. Here's Knipple. Ooh, McDaniels with a steal. Here's Edwards. No good. That would have tied it. The Hornets with a lead. It's Bridges on the wing. Pass to Knipple. Back to Bridges. Just 5 to shoot. And he drives in. Nice D from Reed. Here's Shannon. That one's good. This game is all even. Shannon's got 7 points in the game.
Pounding it inside early and often, setting a physical tone.
Tie game in Minnesota. And back to the start. And if you're just joining us, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And when you consider how Minnesota is doing, guys, your thoughts?
You know, they've been relentless in how they attack the paint.
Well, if they're going to be that ferocious inside, this defense is in for a long night.
And this is year 2 for Coach Charles Lee at the helm of the Hornets, Grant.
Yeah, B.A., a long-time assistant. He knocked on plenty of doors before finally securing the lead role. And that determination to break through, something he's looking to impart to his young roster.
Here's White, following the three-pointer by Minnesota. On the take. And here's Green from the arc. And it's Gobert with a rebound.
Given his range, you'd expect him to capitalize on that opening.
Nice shot by DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo's got his second basket of the game.
Looks like we're starting to see a pattern here. Not afraid to get in the paint and get wet.
White can't hit. Minnesota leading by 5. To the wing, right side. Highland's got space. Another one falls for Minnesota.
And they're building up steam, getting out in front, trying not to look back.
Well, look, we've seen that no lead is safe these days. You got to keep scoring and extending that margin.
Picked by Gobert. Here's Beasley. Hornets with the rebound. Pass to White. Over Highland. James with the ball. Highland covering. Here's White. Here's Salone. That one's off. Still out of sync.
That's going up against a defense that knows your tendencies.
Good ball movement here by Minnesota. Picked by Gobert. Here's Robinson. Oh! Easy 2 for Gobert.
Well, that's what Gobert is out there to do. Using his size to win second chances at the hoop. Well, that's a shot the defense felt like they could live with, and it worked out for them that time.
Hornets trail by 9. Offensively, it's been a struggle for them.
Yeah, they need to string together some shots to have any kind of chance.
The shot by Diabate, no good. And here's Minnesota now. Right now on a 9-0 run.
Great pass to hit him in stride. Love to see teammates in sync with each other.
Pass to Salon. Releases. And the shot falls short that time.
They are really struggling to stop this run.
Well, this is a spot where you have to be able to go to your leaders. They need to step up and make a play to turn things around.
You're best to get out of Gobert's way. You don't want to be on the wrong end of that tug.
Stan, Rudy Gobert, he can be a double-double machine, but his real importance is on the defensive end.
Yeah, he's been named Defensive Player of the Year 4 times, which is tied for the most in NBA history, B.A., and he's been the anchor of multiple top-ranked defenses throughout his career. Well, his lack of offensive contribution has definitely been felt tonight. They could have used way more from him.
Now here's White. Still no points. To the inside. Beasley. And he goes in for the dunk.
They're really dictating the tempo on both ends of the court. You love it.
Absolutely. They're playing their game and executing at a real high level. Everything is working for them right now.
Pass to Green. Here's Diabate. Another miss. Boy, they're in a funk right now.
Well, they desperately need him to get going offensively. He's got to refocus and just start taking better shots.
Hornets trail by 15. Outside White. "16 seconds left in the half. To the paint. Here's Diabate. It's blocked by Gobert. Out of bounds as Charlotte keeps possession. 7 seconds left to play in the first half. And they'll keep possession. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Here's Edwards. And Edwards slams it in.
Getting up and then throwing it down.
Oh, that was a big hammer right there. And he's got his first opportunity at the line here tonight. And so it's Minnesota, a sizable 18-point lead at the end of the period. They're communicating well and stringing together stops. Back after this. And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. And prior to last season, the Timberwolves had never won a playoff series in consecutive seasons, Dan.
Yeah, and so now they make the conference finals 2 seasons in a row. The most sustained success this franchise has ever known.
Here's Knipple after the Timberwolves picking up a basket a moment ago. Fires for 3. Connects from downtown. Knipple's got 7.
With his ability to pull up and shoot it, Knipple gives defenders issues in the pick-and-roll game.
Here's Edwards. And he got the whistle on the way up, so he'll be headed to the line for a pair. Now when on ball, the #1 overall pick in 2020. Grant, you think Anthony Edwards has a shot to become the best American-born player in the NBA?
You know, I think his aspiration is higher than that, B.A. He's thinking MVP, face of the league. And if you ask me, he has the talent to do it.
And Ball throws it down.
And look at Ball take off. Love seeing him use his athleticism to slam it home.
He drops it from range. 10 points for him.
And just executing at a high level. I mean, taking what the defense allows and putting in the work.
Yeah, come on. They're just having their way out there and continuing to press the advantage.
And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Thanks a lot. Many have predicted an all-star future for Brandon Miller. He said, I don't really read anything like that. I just focus on what I can do today. It's all about the work. That's the only way to get better. I just came in with the mindset of making my team better and being a winning player. Back to you, Ryan.
Okay, Allie, thanks a lot. Oh, and Reed with a block.
Outstanding defense by Reed there. He understands the importance of protecting the basket.
I'll tell you what, they've rebounded the ball tremendously well.
Now here's Ball. Bridges outside. Ooh, McDaniels with a steal. And a nice finish on the layup. McDaniels got 6 in the quarter.
Well, smart idea from McDaniels, looking to convert inside.
Looking to end the run. Ball's double. The 3 ball. The rebound by Ryder. And Minnesota with possession here. They'll take on the Pacers at Gainbridge Fieldhouse after this one. It'll be the start of a 3-game trip on the road. Well, Grant, when you watch an NBA game today, do you wish you played in this era?
Oh, no doubt. It's a lot more open, and there's a greater emphasis on skill and player health. Oh, and by the way, those checks aren't too bad either.
Here's McDaniels. The rebound by Bridges. And here's Ball. He'll bring it up for Charlotte. Again, the miss by the Hornets. Here's Ryder. It's good. Only a few seconds into the shot clock. Ryder's got his second basket on the night.
He drops yet another dime, just facilitating this offense like a maestro.
And Ball throws it down.
And there's the athletic grace of LaMelo Ball. Poetic.
Down low. A slam dunk by Reed.
He may give up a little size, but has the bounce to hold his own.
Boy, they'd love if anyone could get a bucket.
Yeah, their offense has been grinding to a halt.
Pass to Knipple. Here's Bridges. McDaniels covering. Here's Knipple. Shot clock at 5. Pulls it. Minnesota with a rebound.
They really have a commanding lead, not just in points, but in rebounds as well.
Out to the right wing. Launches it. Ball with the rebound.
That's staying connected to the shooter and timing the contest.
3-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. for three. Reed with the rebound. Stripped away. Shot from 16. And he can't bank that one in.
Well, it's a make-or-miss league. Sometimes the Jays just don't fall. It wasn't a bad shot.
And so it's Minnesota firmly in control with an impressive... And 1 quarter to go in a game that, to this point, has not been an evenly fought contest. Miller outside. Drives to the hoop. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
And that's how Miller can take his game to the next level, by being aggressive and attacking the basket.
Gobert gets the bucket.
Can't argue with a chance like that. Give me more of those.
Miller left side. One thing you hear coaches like Steve Kerr say, let's not gift foul calls that you'd never tolerate in a pickup game. You agree?
I absolutely agree, B.A., and I think Steve Kerr has gotten that across to the league and the way guys officiate now, and I think that's good. Let's call fouls when a guy's trying to score or trying to make an offensive play and we actually foul him. Let's not reward guys when their only objective is to try to get fouled, jumping into people and stuff.
Pass to Miller. Back to Ball. 6 to shoot. No good from outside.
And their physical dominance has been on display. A 10-rebound advantage is a good indicator of how this game has gone.
And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Ball.
He was all over that pass. That's a cautionary tale.
Yeah, and you know they're tracking the tips and deflections because that tells you who's affecting the game.
Now here's Ball. Lays it up and banks it in.
Yeah, inside Ball has to rely on his agility. That's how he finds his way to close-range looks.
DiVincenzo can't hit. Pass to Knipple. Grant, you look at some of the rule changes in recent years. Does it seem to you like coaches' challenges are here to stay?
You know, B.A., it does. And I think that's a good thing. You know, I can think of a few calls I would have liked to challenge in my day. So it's a nice option to have.
Well, you ask the older generation about load management. They'll bend your ear about back in the day, Grant.
Oh, yes, we will. But it's true that today's players average more distance covered per game, even if they're not walking uphill both ways. So you got to take that into account.
And the three off target. Minnesota with the ball. Pass to McDaniels. Pulls up. And he hits the jumper.
Well, look, you want to put your guys in a position to succeed. McDaniels is more comfortable operating off the catch than he is initiating.
Bridges, left side. Here's Knipple. Some nice passing by Charlotte here. Shot clock at 6. And there's a whistle. He'll head to the line to shoot 2.
If there's anybody that can come out of college and command leadership right away, it's Kon Knipple.
That one falls, so he hits both of them. Knocked away. Pass the ball to the left side wing. Lets it go. From out on the wing, he knocks it down. Knipple's got 4 points in the quarter.
Well, look, if he misses that...
Oh, a big slam!
Oh, my gosh. The athleticism. Well, that was unbelievable. Not many guys can do what Ant-Man just did.
Now here's Ball. And Ball throws it down.
And what a complete performance we saw from them. A dominant win in every way for the Timberwolves.
And you don't usually see this kind of blowout, but tonight they delivered the punishment.
I mean, what's so impressive is they never wavered in their approach. They just kept at it and showed they were without a doubt the better team.
And this will give them their 7th win of the year.
And with this one all but in the record books, they set the tone in the first of what will be only 2 meetings between these teams.
And when you look at the game, the one thing that helped fuel this team to victory was the efficiency for Jaden McDaniels.
Well, he came out with great energy and effort, doing everything he could possibly do to help his team.
Now here's Miller. Pass to Knippel. Let's go with a 3. Drains the triple.
And when a scorer as dangerous as Knippel gets going, look out. He is in the flow tonight.
And here's Edwards. And so it's Minnesota easily grabbing this one, showing that